Something I've worked on for 20 years. And I've worked with a lot of the frontline staff in Toronto throughout the sector, not just from Community Living Toronto, the agency that supports the website, but also other agencies. And I've worked at a level both as a producer on the ground level of working with the client and working with sometimes the actors, sometimes just the individuals, but also sort of in the higher up at the executive director level as well. So with AGMs and staff training and a few other things. So really a kind of a cross-section of all of it. And interestingly enough, much like the entrepreneurial sort of startup world where I spent a lot of my time, prior to this, working in social service is the same idea. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of resources to bring to bear on things. So it means that everybody needs to kind of roll up their sleeves and dig in. And those are the type of projects and the type of clients that I really like working for and working with. It's not so much a working for relationship. You know, I become passionate about the work that we do, or that I do, and I get involved, and with that passion comes energy and ideas and all sorts of stuff. It's the thing that sort of really turns my creative crank, kind of thing, and it really doesn't matter. I've done some projects like as mundane as, you know, seniors foot care, where I filmed a video of a nurse doing someone's feet, and I had no idea what to expect, and I was blown away. This woman had a fantastic rapport with the client, and in her doing the foot care thing, she got this whole idea of how this person's life was going right now, and I was blown away by the sort of the magic that happens on the front line, I guess it was. And I was so involved in telling the story, I had not realized that, you know, and when she was sanding the guy's nails down with a Dremel too, I was now covered in some of his nail powder. Ugh. But yeah, it was a fun afternoon. And as I said, I had no idea what to expect. That's just one example of some of the work that I've done. You know, we created a video on how to use a bank machine, and with that, a task analysis and a bunch of other content around financial literacy, because it was identified as one of the areas that our population is not very strong in. And you know, that video, although it is very simple, I think it's up over 1.5 million views. And sometimes when you make content for a specific population, like I'm making content for people with a developmental disability, it's also useful for other people. Now, I don't know if all of those people who watched that video were watching that video because they really didn't know how to use a bank machine, or if they were watching it for other reasons. I don't know. But it shows that making this type of content is valuable, and there's someone out there that sees some value in it. So that's another part that really, you know, motivates me. One of the projects that I'm working on right now is a travel training project, and it's something that I guess we've been working on for a couple of years, and it's all around teaching people how to travel independently in Toronto. And this has been great because it's meant that I've been out on the buses, the streetcars, the subways, creating videos and content around developing independence on public transit. And this type of a program, now that it's launched, you know, what it can do for an individual is it can free them up to travel independently in the city. And that's a fantastic thing to be able to do. And not only that, it helps the system out, because, you know, we don't have to depend on taxi cabs and Uber or you know, we have Wheel-Trans, right? they can just go in the subway and just like everybody else. Another a project that means a lot. I'm looking at using 360 videos and some sort of simple sort of VR stuff to teach pedestrian safety. And what it does is it takes the learning up from what would be done traditionally, which is a role play in a classroom setting, with some tape and some stuff like that to indicate where the corner is and stuff. Well, now we can do that like in a virtual way, in a sort of like put a headset on and look around and really see the environment. And that's where I get to blend the fascination I have with new technology and photography and stuff with real learning outcomes and a real audience. And that's where it really kind of works, when it really clicks, And ConnectABILITY has given me the opportunity over the 20 years to be involved in so many different projects. I've just told you about 2 or 3. But we get to do multiple every year. We're working on new ones. And it could be as simple as telling a story through a video, or it could be something interactive or something training based. And as I'd mentioned before, not all of it is directed at the individuals. Some of it is for the caregivers, or some of it is for the staff. So it really it's given me a real perspective on the whole sector, from the front line all the way up to the office, the executive director level.